Hey, finally, 40 glue. Alrighty. You know what? I think we'll just do free play. That sounds magnificent. Zero dropped frames. There's good. 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 Cool. Alright, so it has been an extremely long time since I've flown Mercury. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And real quick, there we go, that's probably better. It's not pushed up against anything now. Alrighty. Hey! Yes, this is the Mercury spaceship in its cold and dark configuration. It's very tiny. It looks spacious on 2D. I did try this in VR, and let me tell you, pretty much looks like this in VR. Like, it is tiny. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know you're going to be doing some painting, so I don't expect much. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll try my best to explain. So this is main battery 1. We're just tying these onto the... These are our main battery circuit breakers. We're tying them to the system bus. There we go. Standby batteries, just in case. Isolation bus runs our, like, basically main equipment. You never want to tie the isolation bus to the electrical system unless you have an emergency. These are our breaker panels. This is just phase is just basically like the clock sequencer. Emergency cap, SEP control. This is our abort system. After towers jettisoned, emergency escape rocket is our like tower jettison. Tower SEP control will separate the tower. Emergency tower separation, we'll do that in an emergency. Emergency tower jettison will fire those jets. Basically, like they're the thrusters on there. So separation, it fires the squibs. Emergency tower jettison will fire the RCS thrusters to thrust it away from the rocket. Emergency pause grid, I don't actually know what that does. Auxiliary beacon, that's for sending signals. The retro rockets are just the 3 rockets that we use to fire retrograde. Emergency retro sequence, It's that same thing, but in an emergency. Emergency retro jettison. Again, we'd use in an emergency. Toggling it up basically is computer controlled. Toggling it down is like manually triggering it. ASCS 0.05G. This is like computer. Again, it's part of this sequencer panel. Computer controlled. Well, not computer. It's more like dialogue controlled sensors. It's just turn on the sensors. Drogue release. Landing bag. Rescue aids is the antenna we use to set on our position. Periscope. That's this panel here. You'll see what that does when we get into space. Antenna switch, command receiver, and the trim high frequency transmitter for the radio. Suit fan. I don't know what that is. Retro jettison and retro manual jettison. Programmer is for sequencers. Blood pressure thing is this thing. That's for the surgeon. Auto retro jettisons, basically just the squibs are armed, and this one would be for doing the escape tower during launch, and then during descent it'll get rid of the retrograde thrusters, because you don't want those on when you're entering the atmosphere. Left. Photo lights are where's the basically this thing is for the camera. Cabin lights, finally. We still need that. Trim low frequency, it's for the radio. We can ignore this. Alright, so control fuel. Here we go. It's looking good, it's looking good. Rate of descent is looking good. Altimeter is looking good. Satellite clock is good. Time, yeah, we can ignore that. Verify time retrograde set as mission requirements. Time to retrograde 4 hours, good. Rate indicators are nulled. Where are the rate indicators? Here they are. Yep, they're nulled. Attitude indicators are nulled. Time 0. Cabin pressure is good. Temp is a little high, but we haven't turned those on yet, so. Suit environment, good, good, good. On DC volts indicator should agree with blockhouse. Request battery check. Battery check. Yep. So good. Okay. DC amps indicator is in fact 0. Good. ASCS to normal. Standby batteries on. Isolation grid on standby. Cool. UHF is our radio transmitter. Transmit to off. All these are set to not ignore. You'll see what these do later. Verify all fuses in number 1 position. Yep. Suit temp 0. Okay. Maneuver to right. It's our RCS system. Abort capability. So set the ammeter to normal. That's this thing. Squibs to arm. U to 6. So isolation. Request abort check is right here. That's spiked. Abort light is on. Abort light off. Needle drop. Cool. Yep. Okay, retro delay back to left. Check. beacon on. That's just so they know where we're at. Full internal power. Yep, switch to internal. You can see we're now spiked. That's good. Standby off the grid. And isolation battery on normal. Final checks. Ready to launch. Temp to normal. Transmit to high frequency. Radio check. 5x5, good. Yup, DC indicator to battery 1. Cool. And now we can speed up time. We'll stop here. 9. Look at that, you can see it's insane. It's all controlled by this whole system's controlled by this clock. Everything is just run through this clock. That is so, that's interesting. Like, how did they do that? You know, a freaking launch computer makes more sense. Like, who thought this would be a smart idea? But it ended up working geniusly, you know. It's ingenious design. It's a satellite clock. Yeah, that clock will burr. Here, I suppose you don't really. Yeah, this is the part everyone wants to see. And we got up into space really quick. Like, oh my god, quick. What's actually, hold on, real quick. The first thing is tower jettison. Okay, so tower jettison is the first thing that's going to happen. Oh, we got the solid booster disconnect. I forgot this one had solid booster rockets. Like, that was a thing back then. You know, people, like, we started, like, whenever someone thinks of solid booster rockets, they think of those giant things we had for the shuttle Atlantis. And no, this one's just like the Titan missile plus like 2 extra boosters. To think that that was enough to get us into orbit, and they never knew till they started the space program. Actually, no, I lied. This isn't even a Titan missile. This is just a regular missile, and like not even an ICBM, just a regular ballistic missile. Plus two tiny little solid boosters, and you're strapped onto the front of that in this tiny little capsule. insanity. Yeah, you're strapped to the front of a nuclear warhead. How does that feel? Yeah. I mean, it's gorgeous though. You could definitely tell that like you just got this like beautiful ballistic missile, and then you just got this thing that's so out of place sitting on the top. It's hilarious. And this was all they could see. This was all they could see. This tiny little window. Yeah, this was how small the cabin actually like looked. Very cramped. This is where your head was. Seco. That's just this thing. Jettisoning off. There's the periscope right there. You can see it folded out, just a little clip of metal up top. There's our retro rockets right there. And this is our little, I don't know what this is actually. RCS is going to turn us around, yup. All controlled by a clock. I'm not doing anything. There's a periscope. You can zoom away. Oh, that's the magnification lens. Okay. That's what that does. You can change the altitude setting. Set it back to 50. Drift. Get some nice filters going. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we got some 3 hours and 50 some minutes till reentry. We can see what we could do here. Oh, I was supposed to flick these switches. Whoops. These you don't have to flip. They're just so that like you don't accidentally bump the, you know, so you don't accidentally bump the retro switch and you just fire your thrusters off and you're screwed. But we'll do it anyways, even though that's impossible because I'm just clicking. But oh, fly-by-wire. Let's get some fly-by-wire going in here, I guess. Manual control. We can WASD around. Have a good look at the Earth. Wow, that's beautiful. Unfortunately, I can't render the Earth actually like the Earth, which is why it looks so pixely. Because my graphics card is shite. It barely runs VR chat, so yeah. We could set this back to auto. Pop this back in and give it back to the computer. Well, not computer, but I don't know what controls our rate of command. It's a good question. It's very good question, actually. We could take a blood test. Yeah, I don't know what controls the rate of command, but there is no flight computer in here, so... I have no idea what controls it. It's good enough. Let's look at the dark side of the planet. There's always something that I love to do if I don't run out of time. Come on, please don't run out of time. Please don't run out of time. Oh yeah, and this thing is all done mechanically. This thing's all done with the gears. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we're hitting the dark side pretty soon. Oh, look at that beautiful sunset. Once we're completely dark. Yep, so on the dark side, you can flip to red so that you can see easier so it doesn't like blow out your eyes, because apparently this is too bright or something. But there's something I always love to do. Look at that. Pitch black. That's awesome. So dark you can't even see a thing. Oh, hold on. Okay, I saw cabin O2 dip down for a second. I'm not insane, right? You saw that too? Do a battery check. Things can happen in here. So, was that standby isn't tied to the bus, so we don't have to worry. ASCSK. Okay. Cool. Things can happen. Things can go wrong in this, so gotta be careful. Wow, look at that beautiful sunrise. I mean, just, that is, if that's not the best thing, I don't know what is. Just being able to see that. Ein Moment, bitte. Oh, the sunrise. Well, you have another look at the sunset. We're probably going to do one more orbit before re-entry. Wow, look at that. Here, you know what? Amazing. Alright. Space. I love space. Alright, let's get us down to the Earth now. 50 minutes to re-entry. Hold on, what checklist do I have to do? It should be pre-retro. Approximately 30 minutes before retro time. Okay. 40, 30, 30, 30, there we go. Cool this baby down. This pupper's gotta get cold. We should see... Yep, she dropping cold. Ooh, down to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, at approximately 19, 17, 16, 15, we can run the checklist. Turn our sequencers on. Yep. Okay. Do I need to set it to retro attitude or is... no. That's for re-entry attitude. Okay. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5 minutes to retro light is on. 2, 1, it should stop us, yep. You can see the tiny little thrusters. It sucks that we're re-entering here, though. Jettison retro is going to happen soon. Again, we can't see anything because we're re-entering on the dark side, which sucks. So there should be a post-retro jettison or re-entry. Auto-fire retro, retrojet fuse, emergency retrojet. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now it should Kerchunk out. There we go. And then we'll set us to re-entry attitude. Goodbye, Earth. And we're going to start rolling very shortly. Periscope's retracted itself. Okay. Uh, 0.5 telelight should be on soon. Yep, there we go. 0.05 and no more time acceleration. Cool. So good, good. And we're rolling, right? Yep. This provides us heat distribution and stability. Okay. We can clear this out of the way for now. This is going to be some scary stuff about to happen. Just take a look at our orbital. Make sure that we're actually, yeah, going to be landing. Yes, we are. Cool. I wonder why the retro warn light didn't come on. Interesting. Where are we? Over the coast, that looks like Australia right there. Let's take a look at our orbital. Australia is right here. Oh, yep. We're passing above it right now. Orbit's decreasing. Okay. might be here a little bit. It normally doesn't take this long. Oh, there we go. God, that must be absolutely terrifying to witness. We can go ahead and do the landing checklist now. It's a beautiful, beautiful flames. Yeah, this must really suck. Or a little off. Oh yeah, we're gonna blow up if we don't do something. There we go. That's the color we want to see. I always like turning the lights off. It's just so surreal to me. Our drogue should come out very shortly. Yup, there we go. Nope. Flip, that scared me. We just gotta pull this and that should go away on its own. This is normal, this whole thing. That's why I was looking at it. And our main chute should deploy at 10,000 feet. Oh, we can pull our snorkel right now. What's oxygen looking at now? Good. Pressure is rising, that's good. Temp is rising, good. Landing bags deployed. And we should hit touchdown soon. That's trippy. Looking up. What are we at? About 5,000 feet. $4,000. $3,000 feet. Can I see the water? Oh shit, there it is. 2,000 feet. About 1,000 feet. This will be the coolest thing. I always wanted to try this. Going to space. Shtick. To be legit. And the parachute should drop off right about now. There we go. There you go, and that's all she wrote. That's literally all they did in this rocket. If you can believe that. So what'd you think? That's all they did in that rocket. Everything I did was everything they had to offer. Now we'll do the Gemini. I think we'll do a orbit with the Gemini and then re-entry, and then we could do the same thing for Apollo just to like show the differences between them all. Apollo takes a very, very long time though. It's about a 10-minute flight to get to space. It's an extremely, extremely long flight. Alright, here we go. Wait for the cockpit state to load. Once the cockpit state loads,